Hi, all the signs of the Zodiac. I'm Pam, and welcome to your mid-month Psychic Tarot update for February 2019. This month, I'm using the Hanson-Roberts Tarot deck. And remember, these are general readings, and to get messages pertaining specifically for you, you would need a private reading. Please be sure to watch your rising sign and your moon sign, because some months they're going to give you more information and resonate more for you than your sun sign will. And please remember, we just had 2 major eclipses in the month of January 2019, especially the full moon lunar eclipse in Leo. So there was a lot of changes and shakeups and dramatic things are going to be going on for people, especially at the beginning of this year. So, and those effects of those eclipses last for 6 months. So, all that being said, I'm going to start with the sign of Aries. Aries, the first of the 2 cards you got is the 9 of Pentacles. And the 9 of Pentacles is a card that symbolizes being at peace and contentment with your life and having financial stability and financial abundance behind you. I really do feel like you're coming into a time in the mid-month of February and maybe even moving forward after that where things are really going to start falling into place. If you went through any kind of financial losses in 2018 or at the beginning of 2019, you're now going to start having some financial gain. And if you're an Aries that actually needed more money, you have money that is going to be made available to you or is coming to you. If you don't have it happen yet, it's coming to you. You could even have like gifts of cash coming to you through family channels. You could have inheritances or insurance payouts happening, bonuses, commission checks, raises because it's the beginning of the new year. You've got definitely, they keep bringing up money coming at you. Could have gotten a promotion and a raise. You may even have somebody that may want to borrow cash from you. But if they do borrow it, I feel like you're going to get it back from them really quickly. I see many of you Aries taking your time, sorting everything out. Like I see you with lots of papers on the floor. You're going through things. You're organizing them. This could also be very strongly connected to bank statements, financial papers. I'm seeing you go through them and organize them, and it's all spread out in front of you, and you're mapping it out. You're going over it carefully. You're also making some headway in anything that felt like it was weighing on you, like heavy weight or gravity was like pressing down on you about money or money-related situations. It's like you're coming through it. It's coming to a close or things are getting sorted out for you. If you've had any debts or big complications to do with money. So your second card is 3 of Cups, and this is parties, gatherings, celebrations. It could be a celebratory conclusion to something. It could be 3 females, 3 sisters, 3 friends. It could be friends helping you out in a situation. You have a big party that you're either going to or you're attending. It could be a wedding. It could be birthday parties. There's some party or celebration. And you're going to be really in a happy partying mood, Aries, because I see your financial situations or any tricky things with your finances are improving, and they're definitely on the upswing. So you're going to be in a real jovial party mood. You're going to have somebody that's going to show up that you've known in the past that's going to be like really positive to you and give you a lot of compliments. These compliments could be, like, yeah, wow, you look great, or, wow, you're really doing well, or, really happy to see you. Now, some of you, it could be an old love, but for some of you, it could just be somebody you've known for a really long time and you haven't seen them in a long time, and they show up in the midpoint of February or going into March, that they show up and they're very kind and giving you a lot of compliments. If you're trying to get anything off the ground where you need to be recognized for anything, you may have talent scouts or agents or somebody of prominence. It doesn't have to be in the entertainment world that like hears about you or finds out what a great job you've done, or, you know, and they may contact you. They may through email or through a phone call, like seeking you out. That kind of information, that kind of contact could be coming for many of you Aries in the middle of February going through March. You know, trust yourself more, Aries. I feel like you kind of lost faith or trust in yourself, and make sure in mid-February you're and rolling forward, not just now, that you have more faith and trust in yourself, your abilities, your smarts, your intelligence, your talents, your skills. You know, because I really feel some of you Aries are going to get recognized, and that somebody higher up or somebody on the outside of the world you're in is going to want to raise you up and take you to another level of something that, you know, raise you up, give you an opportunity, give you a promotion, hire you to do something else. So that looks good for you, Aries. So now I'm going to look into the sign of Taurus. And the first card, you have Taurus, very likely could be you because it's the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles is an earth sign person. This would either be a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. So it could be you showing up in your reading. I feel like you've got to review a lot of things in mid-February. I see you thinking, I have to put tight controls on things. Now, these controls could be money that your kids are spending, or you're spending, or a budget of what your household is spending. It could also be putting tight controls on if you're trying to diet or exercise. Like, I feel like you have to be the supervisor, the manager, like putting your, like, I've got to put the controls on this. But for a lot of you, it does have to do with spending and money and budgeting. Some of you have felt the sting or the brunt of some kind of relationship thing that went down already or is happening now that kind of like hurt your feelings or made you feel bad in some way or rattled your cage. And it could be a love relationship rattling, you know, person, but it could be also like a family relation to you. It doesn't just have to be a love partner, but I get you like trying to heal or get over some kind of sting of something someone said or did to you that would be considered a relation. Some of you are really going to be putting yourself first and feeling like, you know what, I have to get out there. I have to get out in the world. I need to have more fun. I need to think of myself, and I have to socialize and get out and, you know, socializing and gathering with people, getting out. I see you feeling like, and I do feel like you worked really hard to get to where you are. And for some of you, you may feel like that work or effort or struggles kind of came at a price. And the price it may have come at was like your social life may have fallen apart, or relationships may have suffered because of it. But that may not be the reason that occurred, but that does come up here. And if you feel like your appearance has gotten like lackluster, like you don't like your hair or you don't think your skin looks great, you're going to be doing things to like getting facials, changing your hair, getting treatments to invigorate your, like if you feel like you've looked lackluster, you're going to do things to amp it up. You've got the Chariot next. This is a major arcana card. So this could be a major theme here. This can be symbolic of change. It could be being pulled in two different directions. It could be having to make a decision or a choice between two things. You could also be doing some long distance travel. You know, accumulation of wealth and abundance could really be your forte this year. For some reason, this could be a really good year for you financially. I feel like you need more time to sort things out. I feel in some ways, Taurus, you're like, you may not feel like you're of your right mind. Like, wow, I really have to like calm down, get my head on straight, get thinking clearly, get things together here. Some of you may be feeling like you don't want to do something that you're doing anymore. You may be thinking of a career change or a job change, because I feel like for some of you, something needs to shift or change because you've worked so hard, you've had energy drain, there's been some rift or something where someone hurt your feelings, and for some reason you're like, you know what, I need to have some kind of dynamic change here. So you may be doing a career change, or it could be just a job change. If you had any issues with financial problems where a business was getting ready to go bankrupt, or you had other issues that may have circled around personal bankruptcy or money, rocky situations with money, I feel like there's a change with that and it turns around for you now. Some of you may even be thinking about a change of residence and possibly moving out of the state or province that you're in. And I see some of you thinking about building a house or building something, but it's not in the location. It's not like right around the corner from where you are now. Now, that message isn't going to apply to all of you, but some of you Tauruses may understand that message. So I hope those messages made sense to you and were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Gemini. Oh my Gemini, please don't shoot the messenger. I don't know what this is going to come up and say, but you have two pretty powerful cards. You have Ten of Swords first. And the Ten of Swords could be someone passing away in your life. It could be someone lying to you or deceiving you. You could be feeling betrayed. It's maybe the energies of this eclipse is affecting something for you. Some of you may feel like you're a bit of an emotional wreck, and you may feel upset because for some of you, your company or business you work for is downsizing, and they may be getting rid of people, weeding people out and letting people go. You may also feel like there's somebody in your life that's constantly giving you a hassle, and that you may feel like, you know what, I'm fed up with that. I can't take it anymore. And for some of you, it could be that a business or something shut down. And so a business you work for could close, or if you own your own business, that may be shutting down also. So a lot of this, for some of you, sounds like it's work or business related. You may also have somebody in your life that is having, like, they're crashing and burning, figuratively speaking, and maybe literally speaking, from addiction. I don't feel it's you. I feel this is somebody connected to you. So some of you have like a niece or a nephew or a child or a grandchild, or it could be a spouse that is having troubles with addictions, and it's going to be, giving them quite a lot of problems, which is then going to be upsetting and disappointing for you. So that's another energy that comes up around this Ten of Swords. Some of you may feel also too like there's something you don't like, either at work or in your home life, that you feel like you don't want to do it anymore. Like you want to get out of wherever you are. So you've got a lot of things that are involving exiting something. Either your job is forcing it to happen, or a business is closing, or your business is closing. Some of you could feel like you're in a relationship or in a situation that you want to exit. You had a lot of things that came up with that Ten of Swords card, because it is a general reading, Gemini, so that's what happens. You have the Eight of Cups with it. This is turning away from what's not working for you anymore, emotionally speaking. Now, I got to tell you, when I did the love readings for Gemini, wow, the couple Geminis had it rough. I'm not going to lie. So you've got Eight of Cups here. Yeah, a situation has changed and you have to go. You're wanting to go. You're going. But even though it may make you feel a little unsure and nervous, you're like, I feel like you're hitting some kind of like tolerance level that you can't hack it anymore regardless. Like, even if I'm nervous or I'm worried, I'm still having to do it. That's what I hear you thinking. Like, I'm not putting up with this anymore, or I'm not going to be nerve-wracked by what's going on anymore, or jangled nerves, upsetment. You don't want to deal with that anymore. Those are the emotions you want to turn away from here in this card. Some of you are going to actually get out and go to another place, like move from your residence to another residence. Like, I'm getting out of here, I'm moving, or I'm leaving this job, I'm going on. It's like leaving. It is leaving something. I do feel that for some of you, you are going to find out some like maybe disturbing or upsetting information where don't be surprised if at your job there was somebody, a coworker or a peer to you at your job that was backstabbing you and talking negatively about you to higher ups. This could also be happening in family situations, because a lot of times when I psychically read general readings, and it's like I'm trying to decide, is this family or work? So it could go either way for you, but either way, you're done with it and you're going to change this situation because you're going to walk away and leave it. And, you know, the thing to remember here is, even if it seems disruptive or upsetting at the time, you're going to be better off for leaving it, whatever it is. In the long run, you're going to be better off, even though it feels, doesn't feel great at the time. It's going to work out in your favor in the long run. So I hope those messages were of help to you. And now on to the sign of Cancer. And the first of the two cards you have, Cancer, is the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is being in limbo, not moving forward, not moving backward, being in a state of suspended animation, and then having to use your own psychic ability and intuition at the time you're in that state. I see you kind of at cross purposes with yourself about something. You are betwixt and befuddled about like what to do about something. I see you very confused by like what people around you, what is their purpose, program, or agenda. You may be feeling confused about people you deal with regularly. These could be coworkers, these could be family members, this could be the whole Megillah. It could be all of them. You know, I do see you wanting to help. You want to help somebody out of the slump that they're in, somebody connected to you. And you do have more information and more knowledge about it that would be helpful to whomever this is. But I also see you feeling like, I can't help this person solely just by myself. You may feel like there should be some other people coming in here to help out and step up to the plate. So this feels like it's directed at someone you're very close to. It could be a son, a daughter, it could be a grandchild of, or a sibling, but it's like, or a parent if your parents are elderly, but it's like you feel like there should be assistance, not just you doing it. But I do see you like, I have more information, I have more knowledge, I'm going to help them. Maybe you are also helping somebody monetarily, but you don't want to be the one that's going to foot the bill for it completely yourself. Some of you may also be at odds saying, why do I stick around here when people kind of treat me like crap or shove me around or get pushed around by people? You may be questioning why you stick or stay in a situation, and it could be in a job you don't like. It could be happening there. It could be in a couple relationship you might be feeling that way about, or a living situation you may have that feeling about. And, one of the reasons I feel sometimes you Cancers are kind of protective and hide certain information or things about your feelings is because people either use that to their advantage and then hurt you. It ends up hurting you, you feel. So I feel like that's why you're having a tendency to do that, at least lately. So your second card is the Magician. How about that? So here you have one being in limbo, and here you have the card of the Manifester. What you think about, you bring about. What's in the ethers and in the spiritual plane and in your mind, you can manifest into physical reality, and you have all the tools in front of you with which to do it. you're really going to be putting yourself out there and trying new things. You may be taking new classes. You may be going on a dating sites, or new classes, or trying new diets. I don't know, but you're definitely into trying new things in mid-February moving forward. You may have to pay special attention to some children in your family because they could be running amok. And these could be teenage children, or they could be little children. And if they're not your children, they could be your kids' children. You know, if you've been pondering starting your own company or business, some of you, this is going to start coming about in February, but please make sure you do it before we get into the shadow of Mercury in retrograde. And do not do it in Mercury in retrograde, which is going to be, I don't know the exact date. I'm sorry, I didn't look it up before I started, but I know it's in March. So late February is the shadow. So if you're a shadow period. So if you're starting your business, please start it in early February, not past I don't know what date it is the bad date, 2 weeks before it goes retrograde. But I see many of you, you're putting your energies towards starting a business. If you don't start it in February, you will be starting it soon. I do see some of you Cancers calling somebody out on the mat for their childish and or inappropriate behavior. This could be a relative to you. It could be your significant other, but I see you, or it could be even somebody you work with or a friend. Whoever it is, like, you're like, man, you've got inappropriate behavior. You're going to call them out on it, or call them out on anything you think if they're lying to you or doing something shifty or shady. But I feel it's more about like inappropriate or immature behavior. You're going to be calling somebody out on the mat about that. You also may have some creative project or work or business project or idea that you're going to put out on the table for all to see. Whether they're going to approve it or not approve it, could even be a YouTube channel or a website. But I get like something creative that you've made or done. It comes out and you place it out on the table. So I hope those messages were of help to you, Cancer. Now on to the sign of Leo. And the first card you have, Leo, is the Ace of Rods. And the Ace of Rods is new beginnings. This could be receiving an inheritance. It could be a new job, a birth of a child, an adoption of a child. It could be a new beginning, a new start in life. Many, many things. New business, new home. If you are coming up against any speculation of something you had proposed, this new idea or plan or project comes through, gets pushed through. And if you have to run this by boards of people, like a board of people, or a few people have to agree, you're going to get approved. Also, if you're trying to get any loans or grants or visas or any permits or licensing, that also gets approved and comes through in mid-February or going into the month of March. And if you have a new outlook, a new plan, a new program, or a brand new scheme of things, again, I get everybody being on board. Something you wanted to come through is going to come through. There's some attainment, and you're going to be really happy about it. And there's, for many of you, there's money. Even if it doesn't look like it's directly connected to it at first, there's money that comes through with it as it rolls forward. So that's a little tricky. I hope you understand what I'm saying there. It was a little tricky to read. Oh, if you tried to get accepted into a program or a special club or group or college, you're going to find out you got accepted, you got in. That also comes up here for you Leos. Some of you may even open up a shop. You may, it could be starting your own business or website on the internet, or you may have it on the internet. But I do feel some of you may actually open up some kind of, it could be a hair salon or, an accounting office or, metaphysical, spiritual place, center, bookstore. I don't know. But some of you actually will be even opening up a type of business. So you have that makes sense. You have this, I didn't even notice that. You have the Seven of Pentacles with it. That is being tired and exhausted of your hard work and efforts, but gaining financial gain and rewards from those hard work and efforts. So that's good. You might have a new beginning in business or work, like I was picking up through the Ace of Rods. You are going to feel like you're going through a time period in mid-February and maybe even in March, like a lot of tasks and business and work or responsibilities to do with money and work are falling on you. You may feel a little bit like overburdened or overwhelmed, or like, man, I got like a lot of things I got to do. You're going to get yourself, if you have any debts, you're going to be getting yourself out of debt. Some of you have $500,000 coming to you in some way. It could be an inheritance. It could be winning money. It could be through a business venture or business that you're going to do. I don't know, but some of you, that number came up, and I don't often get like numbers like that in a general reading, but did come up here for you. Some of you are going to receive some kind of notification from a job or work that you may have to travel for some reason. And if you're not receiving notification from a job or a business that you have to travel, you may be doing it if you own your own business, because I see some of you doing some travel or work that involves traveling around to promote your business or promote something that you're doing. Maybe you wrote a book, or you, I don't know what else you could be promoting, but, or like videos or a program, like you may travel and do that. Be careful. You might be prone to indigestion this mid-month of February at the midpoint, or maybe the entire month. I don't know. I feel like your stomach is kind of acidy, and you might want to like have like antacids on hand or get it checked out. I also see like more money coming to you, and you may start pondering over like new investments you can make. You may be talking to a financial advisor. Some of you in the future, you may be purchasing a property to rent out and make money off of it, or invest your money in some new or different way, because that also comes up here. So I hope those messages were of help to you, Leo. Now on to the sign of Virgo. And the first card you have here, Virgo, is Seven of Rods. And Seven of Rods is closing the door or holding back negative energy and communications coming at you. You're either closing the door on it, or you're keeping it at bay. You are getting like all these things coming at you, like marching orders, or you need to do this, you need to do that. This could be at work, or it could be coming to you from your spouse or significant other, but it's like, you have to do this, you have to do that. I feel like there's something you're trying to heal from, and I'm hearing you feel like, I can't go round and round about that anymore. So this may be something that's like really been either going on for a while, or is really pestering you strongly in mid-February. Yeah, because I feel like you may also have a lot of people questioning you, like, did you list that for sale yet? Did you fix this? Is this done? Is that done? Did you repair it? Did you take care of this? This is wrong. That needs to be redone. Blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't know what the scenario you're in. I don't know. Maybe you're selling a house or closing on a property, and the buyers are being really picky and they want you to fix everything. Or it could be like something to do with work, and now the bosses have, they're on high anxiety and high alert, so they're like micromanaging you. It could also be happening that this is coming at you from like multiple sources, and so you feel like it's different directions this Seven of Rods are coming at you. I feel like in some regard, Virgo, you really don't want to deal with it. You don't want to deal with it, you don't want to listen to it, and you want it to go away. That's a strong feeling I get. And if you feel like what's coming at you is too much to tackle, you need to try to enlist or maybe pay for the services of somebody to help you do it. If it's actually physical things that need to get taken care of that you could hire other people to do, instead of you having to figure out how to handle it and do it all yourself. You have the Three of Cups next, and the Three of Cups is celebrations, parties, gatherings, celebrations. Could be 3 sisters, 3 females, 3 friends. Could also be help from friends. It could be a celebratory conclusion to something. I do feel it is a bit of a celebration of being done with something, because I hear and see you closing a gate. So something that was going on, which I think has to do with what was going on here, you close it out or finish it out or close the gate on it. I do feel and you're like celebrating about it. You know, and I see you being very self-assured and in tune with yourself. And I see you saying, I know what I'm doing. I don't, like, I know what was done. I know what I'm doing. I know, like, you do have, like, kind of matter-of-fact confidence. I don't know how else to explain that, about what these cards are talking about in mid-February. Someone may want to challenge you about something, where they're asking you to take something down and do it over again. If you have a YouTube channel, you may be getting challenged by something you put up. Maybe you put up a video and people are saying there's glitches in it, or you have misinformation in it and they want you to do it again. It could be anything. It could be a listing, a sale of something. Somebody may be challenging you about it. Some of you are really going through a lot of work to redo something. Redo, repolish, refinish. You may actually have help from friends, but I feel some of you are actually getting help even from, like, these Three of Cups are actually family that's coming in and helping you as well. If you get any kind of offer on a place that you're selling, or on objects you're trying to sell, or a business maybe you want to sell, take the money and run. That's what I hear. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Libra. And the first card you have, Libra, is a dramatic one. You have the Tower. So we have to see. The Tower is a fight, an argument, an end of a friendship, an end of a relationship. It can be. This could be an awakening. You could be getting awakened to truths and having new realizations. This could be an ending of an old paradigm, so a new paradigm can begin. It could be an end of an old regime, so a new regime can begin. I do feel for many of you, this is some kind of upset or argument that's connected to do with family. There could be some kind of accusations flying here, where somebody could be calling somebody out or calling somebody to the mat for something. And somebody in your situation here wants to hold somebody accountable for something. It's weird with the way your reading's going. It's either they're doing that at you, or you want them to be accountable. And I'm going to show you, even though I'm not reading it yet, it could have to do with this Page of Pentacles card, because they could be connected. Somebody is saying they're tired of somebody accusing them for something. Yeah. This card to me for you is reading as some kind of fight or blowout with someone. It could occur for some of you around the 19th or 20th. This argument could actually split up or break up something. If it's with your significant other, or somebody you're dating or whatever, I don't know. It could cause a breakup or separation. I feel like there's something that's come up where you and somebody else don't trust each other. I feel like the mistrust is going both directions. I don't feel like it's just headed one way with that. Don't be surprised if other people don't get involved, because I pick up other people angry too, besides just you and the person you're arguing with. So other people around you, whether it be coworkers, if it's at work, or if it's with your significant other that, other family members don't like stick their nose in or get upset about what's going on. You have the Page of Pentacles next, and this is an earth sign person. This is either a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. Could also be you, Libra, if you have a rising or moon sign that is an earth sign. It's still coming up about the angry shouting match, and somebody is saying to somebody else in this argument, you let everything fall apart. I hear that word, those words being thrown around. So I feel like either you're the Page of Pentacles and this is your rising sign, or this is the person you're having the argument with. Yeah, this Page of Pentacles wants to throttle you. They want to challenge you. They're not feeling happy at you either. And I feel like whatever is going on here with this argument and whomever you're arguing with, you have really had to build up a lot of strength and courage to have this argument. It's not like, I'm not saying you don't stand up for yourself, Libra, but in this particular argument, I feel like this is taking a lot of courage on your part. Some of you could, if you're married, you could have a matrimonial split up or breakup. And again, it could be temporary. It could be, getting separated, but I don't know. If it's not your significant other, it could be a child to you that's challenging you about something. The weirdest thing is, though, I feel like whatever this argument is going down that you're involved in, it affects people around it that are going to be like heartbroken or angry or have different emotions about what's going on here. And you have to remember, Libra, this is a general reading, and I wish I could really pinpoint exactly who this is you're talking to, but there's too many Libras that are watching this video, and I'm not one-on-one with you with your cards, but you can be rest assured. If by the end of March this doesn't happen, I'd be surprised. And I know I'm going to get an email, at least one, from somebody that's going to say that argument that you talked about happened, because it's coming up really strongly, really strongly. So I don't wish that on you, but you are going to have courage to stand up for yourself. And remember, whatever is dicey that goes down is probably because of the eclipses that happened in January, especially the one on the 21st. And whatever gets disrupted or breaks apart, it's going to be better off for you in the long run, even if it may seem difficult and not great at the time. So now I'm going to look into the sign of Scorpio. And the first card you have, Scorpio, is the 10 of Pentacles. And this is receiving an inheritance, money coming to you through family channels. You could be winning money. This is protection, could be protection and money. This could also be you with a partner working together as a couple to generate a lot of money. It could be that. There's a lot of things going down right now where you're going to be spending a lot of money. And the words I hear are family adventures. So you could be traveling. It could be maybe you want to buy a vacation home, or maybe there's some big party that you have to spend a lot of money for, a christening, a baptismal, a wedding, an engagement party, a retirement party, something. But it's like you're going to be spending a lot of money on family adventures between now and the end of March. And I also do see many of you Scorpios being happy because I do see money coming your way, or things of value also coming your way. Also, some of you Scorpios that have embarked on a venture, a business venture, or something to do with work, you're also going to have success that's going to come to you through that. Like something that you organized, put into play, put out there, it's going to be lucrative for you and bringing in money. Some of you are simply getting a raise. That also comes up here for some of you. This is going to give you feelings like you're going to have feelings of like everything is right with the world. Like things are looking up, things are rosy, things are feeling better for you, things are like going in a way you want them to, connected to money and whatever these family adventures or adventures that are going on. So this is a really positive card, which is really weird because it's the second card you have. It kind of makes no sense with it. You have the Five of Pentacles. This could be financial loss, financial bankruptcy. It could be emotional loss, like, and feeling depressed. Sometimes it's like you need to look at your money and pay attention to it. You might not be focusing on it enough and you're ignoring it. You got to be really careful of your computer and accounts and account information. I don't know, because I get that some of you Scorpios are going to have something that gets hacked. It doesn't mean that it doesn't get repaired or fixed, but I get that that's not going to apply to all of you, but that's some of you why this Five of Pentacles is showing up. Be careful, be careful, be careful that you do not. You may have already done it, but I feel that some of you may have to be careful about what you say because you don't want to burn bridges behind you, and you might not be able to use somebody as a reference. So be very careful of burning bridges if you need to have them in the future, because I do get there's one I don't feel you can use for a reference because you've burned a bridge with them or may be going to do so. So I'm trying to warn you. You may also have something to do with your finances that gets on hold, gets put on hold. You may have a bank account that gets put on hold, or a loan that gets put on hold, or something to do with money that gets put on hold. This could have to do with the IRS. It could also have to do with if you're one of the Scorpios whose bank account or some financial account got hacked. That's why it may be on hold. Or if you've had any like identity theft or credit card theft that comes up, that may be why it gets put on hold. But it's so wacky because on the other hand, I'm getting this, you got money, things are coming your way, things are falling into place, things are going really good with money, you're getting, many of you Scorpios have gotten raises, just all kind of projects that you put out there to the world are paying off. You've got all this, or, you know, if you're getting married, you're getting money through wedding gifts, and I see people giving you things as well. But then you got that wacky thing that comes up. So it's something, I feel like this isn't something that sticks. It's like a transitory thing that happens and you have to clear it out. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now onto the sign of Sagittarius. And the first card you have here, Sagittarius, is the Eight of Swords. So this is being trapped in an emotional prison, or feeling trapped and bound and stuck in a situation. Maybe you can't see how to get out of these things. Or maybe there's things that you don't know that are hidden. I feel like you're kind of shutting down a little bit. I feel like you've had too much struggle from too much recent calamity or agony or upsetment. So this feels to me like you may not want to communicate with people too much in February going into March. You may be feeling like so many things or burdens or upsetments or things have happened in the last couple of months that now or pressures that you are feeling like you want to close yourself off. You may be in a state of depression. You may be feeling a little sad. And I feel that some of you feel like either you've lived in a situation or place too long, or you've been in a situation of a relationship or living situation with somebody that's gone on too long. And I hear you saying to yourselves, why do I put myself through this? Like almost feeling like, why am I doing this to myself? Meaning like you've had the ability to change the situation or do different things about it, but you've either, for whatever reason, didn't do it or have been reluctant to do it, or to make necessary changes or things, and now you are feeling like you're like, I don't want to say freaking out about it, but kind of in a sense of like, too many things have happened. Too many things have been on your plate, and it's affected your emotions. You may have looked at things like, I had ideas and plans that didn't get necessarily executed properly. You may have a feeling of like you want to haul a new life out and start over and do everything new from a new beginning, start from scratch. That's the feeling I get for you. You have the 8 of Cups here, which is turning away from what's not working for you anymore, emotionally speaking. But it's positive because you're headed off on a new journey with that stick of power and control in your hand. And this, whatever you're turning away from, this is good that you're doing it. I also feel that some of you are finding out too many things that are kind of burning you. And you're like, nope, not doing it anymore. So wherever you feel, wherever it comes up for you personally, where you feel like you got burned, and maybe you've given a situation too many chances, or a person too many chances, or, you know, or waiting, giving things too much time. And that waiting or giving things too much time is actually burning you. And you're going to, I see this as you going, nope, not doing it anymore. So is it at a job? Are they burning you at your job and you keep hanging in there because you're afraid, you know, you're afraid you got to pay your bills so you can't turn away and leave it? Then I feel like you're leaving it. If it's a love relationship that did that to you, then I feel like you're going to leave it. If it was a living situation, maybe it's roommates or other people you live with that you feel like they've burned you in some way, and you've let it slide or turned the other cheek or kept waiting for something to break or change. This looks to me like you're not doing it anymore. So I'm hearing, you know, you want to have solace and peace and calm, and I don't feel like you've really been feeling like that's what you've been getting. So I feel like that's what you're searching for. You're going to go off and search for that peace and that calm. But you know what? I'm going to tell you, September is going to bring about a lot of healing for you and a lot of positive change. I'm not saying nothing is happening between now and then, but there's something significant for Sagittarians about the month of September 2019. You may have a new love partner at that time, or a new circumstance or situation. And you know, if you were in a job that you didn't like, when you were like, yeah, you know what, I'm hanging in here or holding out for more money, you either don't get what you want or you feel burned and you're going to walk away from it. So this is covering a lot of territory, Sagittarius. You got to know, you know, hopefully you'll know what area it pertains to for you. And if you know your rising or moon sign, I would seriously consider watching them here, and even in the readings at the beginning of the month, and the eclipse effects videos that I did on Vimeo, you might really want to see, because I feel like the eclipse is doing all this stuff to you. The one on January 21st is making this happen. So I hope those messages made sense to you, Sagittarius. Now onto the sign of Capricorn. And the first card you have, Capricorn, is the 5 of Swords. And the 5 of Swords is standing your ground, drawing a line in the sand, standing up against naysayers, gossipers, and detractors. It could also be like winning a battle of some sort. Some of you Capricorns are really feeling the sting of some kind of horrible conditions at work, or something that may have gone down at your job that you don't like. It could also be occurring in your family, because I'm hearing some of you Capricorns saying, I don't want to be in a position of having to deal with this, because this, whatever this is, the situation that's going on is not right. I hear you saying that. Also, some of you Capricorns are going to be very protective of your position. If you're a working Capricorn, and you may say, I am not letting somebody take this away from me. Bam. You're being very protective. And if it's not work, it could be your partner. Maybe you're really super like paranoid or protective about your partner. You don't want somebody to take them away from you. This can also be like money in a situation, like if it has to do with wills, estates, things like that. You may be standing your ground because maybe you feel like somebody is interfering or trying to take screw around with money or take money away from you or away from somebody in this situation. You know, anger is really going to come out in you, and you are going to be mad, and you're going to give them what for. You're going to be telling them. You're not going to hold back. This is, if you try to be calm or a peacemaker or try not to get into arguments, I don't feel that that's going to work in this situation. Don't be surprised if some of you Capricorns have a jilted partner that comes back and tries to destroy something or take something away from you. So if you had broken up with somebody in the past, an ex-love, they may come back and say, this stuff belongs to me, this furniture's mine, or that money you owe me for this, security deposit or back rent or something, and now we split up, but, that money belongs to me. Or you could be the one doing it to them, though, too. You could also be the one saying it to them. But in this right here, I'm getting it could be them saying it to you. You have the High Priestess next. And this could be your highest spirit guide showing up to give you a message. It could also be you are the High Priestess, and it's talking about your psychic ability and intuition. This could also be that something might be kept hidden or secret from you or by you. Yeah, it's like the cat's out of the bag. There's some big reveal about how things went down, or there's been a big reveal to you in some way. If it has to do with work, even if it's to do with a family, you may say, I have half a mind to sue this person or sue somebody. You may be feeling like you want to sue somebody here. You may also be telling somebody, I know what you tried to do, or I know how you lied. Either you could be saying that to them or they're saying it to you. And really, I feel you're saying it, but it's one of those messages that could go either way with whomever this other person is that you're having this, go round with. Something ends with this. Something gets blocked or stopped or ends. So if it's somebody trying to take money from you, it's going to get blocked or stopped. It's not going to happen. Or if you're the one that somebody is saying you did it, it will get stopped or blocked. If it's situational, your confrontation and argument over it is going to stop it or block it, because I see you having no holds barred here. You're going to be really letting it all out. You're not going to be tolerating anything. So I don't always read that as such a battle. But in your case, it really does come up as like a battle and an argument, which, I'm sorry to see that happen for you. But you know what? As I've said to other signs in this reading, this eclipse on January 21st really is, both eclipses in January are shaking things up. Both of them are, but that one in particular. So anything that's disruptive or ends, just know it's going to be better off for you in the long run when things move forward, that this occurred, even if it's unpleasant at the time. So now I'm going to look into the sign of Aquarius. And the first card you have, Aquarius, is the Two of Pentacles. So this is weighing your options, having to make a decision or a choice between two things, two ways to make money, two homes, two loves, two of something. You're weighing your options about. You could be wishy-washy thinking. You could be dithering, going back and forth. What do I do? There's emotions tied up here with whatever is going on. There's a proposition that's going to come to some of you Aquarians, and it has to do with numbers, meaning money. You're going to obtain a lawyer to see this through. For some of you, which makes sense because your second card is Justice card. Some of you may feel like in the past or recently you were financially put through the ringer, and you may feel like you would like to get your finances to step up. You might be wanting to step up your game at this time in mid-February. Some of you are also like really seriously weighing your options and thinking about what you want to do in your future. Some of you do have a proposition or an offer or an opportunity that comes up, but there's a lot of different facets and avenues connected to it and around it. So I don't know that it's a simple, yeah, I'm going to do it. No, I'm not going to do it. So if any contracts or documents or anything come to you of any sort, make sure, or any kind, even if it's not a deal or a proposition. It could be coming from a person. It could be coming from an entity like a big company, a big corporation. It could be coming to you from a specific person. You really have to have it thoroughly examined and checked out and looked over by a lawyer. You are not going to be able to just go yeah or no. For some of you, maybe not. Maybe it's not as complicated as that, but I don't know. I really do feel like legal papers and documents are involved. Some of you may meet someone new and you may be like thinking, am I interested in them or not? And also, if you're starting to see someone, I see some of you thinking about how much time you want to spend with them. Also comes up. That's for some of you Aquarians with the Two of Pentacles. Next card is the Justice card. This is dealing with lawyers, court systems, legal documents. It can also be if something was unfair and unjust, now will become fair and just. Some of you, whatever this legal thing is you're doing, it's kind of alter like how you work or what you do or the different, like your daily, it may actually have some connection to your daily routine or what you normally do is going to be shifting and changing. Doesn't mean you're not working anymore, or it just means like what you're doing is going to have different avenues or different areas to it. And that's for some of you that own your own business, but it's also for some of you that work for someone else too, or work for a company, because they may be changing the things you're going to be doing at work also. It doesn't have to be just only if you own your own business. I do feel like this is going to be good for you. It feels like you are kind of getting into a more regal position or a position of power. Like that's like there's something upgraded about it. Regal, more powerful. And there's some things are changing, Aquarius, where you're going to be in a position where you have to fix things. So it could be your business. It could be your website. It could be also fix things like in relationships. It could be if you're trying to sell a property or a house or a business that you have to repair things, paint, make minor repairs to the property, to the house, or to the business. Definitely take a lot of time to sort things out. Don't brush over or blow over things. Even if you don't hire a lawyer, which I really feel that many of you are going to have to, if it's not that kind of situation, you have to make sure you are understanding all the fine print and all the details of everything. Don't be too eager to jump on something or to get involved with something until you absolutely know what's expected of you, what the payoff is, and all the parameters involved. So I hope those messages made sense to you. Now on to the sign of Pisces. And the first card you have, Pisces, is the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. All good things coming to you in an emotional sense. It's also feeling contentment as well. Some seeds of some sort that you've been planting are growing. So if this was ideas or things you put in motion, they're starting to grow now. Some of you Pisces are going to have a new relationship with someone that's going to form that's going to be quite interesting for you. And for some of you, this is love. It's a love partner. It could be a friend, or it could even be like a business partnership and relationship. I don't know, but that feels the least, but it's going to be good and positive for you. You know, and if you've been a Pisces that have been felt cut off or lonely or cut off from others or cut off from society, that period of time is now over, or it's changing for you. I see some of you Pisces really taking like a very pragmatic approach to things, but also really honing in on and focusing on fine attention and to craftsmanship and detail. And really putting a lot of time into, like, either you're analyzing something really strongly and learning it, or any details, if it's a project you're working on or something creative that you want to do, you're really like, or if it has to do with school, or something you really want to achieve, or a goal you want to achieve physically, or at work, you're going to be like really, I see you like working by candlelight. I know you're not really doing that, but it's like you're intently learning, reading, researching, studying, putting all your energy and effort into something, putting attention to fine craftsmanship and detail, perfecting things. You're going to be very much into perfecting things. In mid-February, but this could go on for a while, you have the Hierophant next. This is God giving you blessings or a warning. Some people call this the High Priest or a High Pope. I always say it's God giving you a blessing or a warning. It could also be higher education or higher learning could be coming up here. Get everything in writing. Pay also attention to confirmations and details. Like, so if you make any business contracts, agreements, or arrangements with anybody, or like a promise of like, oh yeah, I'll sell this to you, make sure you get it in writing. Get things in writing is important for you. And anything you're doing or working on that involves writing, you need to really be pouring your energy in, like focusing on the fine-tuning things. You really do need to be doing that this month. Something you want gets promised to you, but it's getting filtered through somebody else. So I'm not really sure that I understand this. But something that gets promised to you in mid-February or in March, it gets somehow somebody else is involved in it. Like a middle person, could be a lawyer, could be a middleman involved here somehow, but there's another person involved in the story. And you know, anybody that has held out high hopes for you, you're going to come through for them. So if you have people that are really rooting for you or waiting to see what you're going to do or relying on you in some way and hoping that you'll do the right thing or be a big success or come through for them, you are going to do so. Also, I'm going to tell you a weird thing here, Pisces. A smoke screen that somebody has put up around themselves is going to come down and all their BS is going to come out. Whatever's been going on behind this smoke screen is going to come out. So this could be a coworker to you that maybe was acting like, oh, I'm having all these, my life is great, everything's great, but really it turns out that their life is in a shambles. or, you know, something. Somebody's got a facade around you. I'm seeing the facade as this sheer gray, filmy like curtain. Like you can see them behind the curtain, but you can't really see much. You can see some of it, but that sheer curtain is going to come down, that facade or whatever they've been hiding, and whatever stuff is not been right or things that have not been going well for them is going to come out. And this is somebody connected to you. So they're either a family member, it could be your spouse or a significant other, it could be a friend, it could be one of your kids. I don't know who it's going to be because it's a general reading. So just be on the guard for that. Forewarned is forearmed. It doesn't mean you're not going to be able to deal with it, but it's like good to have it in your mind. So when somebody's nonsense comes out, you're not standing there stunned. So I hope these messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. I want to thank you for watching, sharing, and liking my videos. Thank you for subscribing and for Google Plusing. I do truly appreciate that. And please remember to subscribe. That way you'll get notified when I upload my videos here to YouTube. And if you're interested in getting, oh my gosh, I'm almost afraid to announce these videos. But I recorded for February, like I do every year, some type of love or romance reading for the year. So my guides told me to call this Big Love 2019 Psychic Tarot reading for each sign of the Zodiac, for singles and couples in the same video. I've done that before. So I'm going to give my big warning and disclaimer here. I feel that those 2 January eclipses really have shaken things up in the area of love. And for several of the signs, I don't even know how many, what percentage it was. Maybe 50-50, I'm not sure about that. But there were breakups abound in the couples. So if you're teetering on a love relationship and you're thinking, is this going to last or is it not? I'm warning you now, if you buy those readings, I'm giving a warning. If you like, yes, some couples got really good rosy predictions being coupled, but a lot of the coupled did not. For the singles in the signs, a lot of interesting new relationships coming in. Not everybody had that. So they were very intriguing. I was quite taken back because I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to hear all this great stuff about people getting love here and love there. I don't know. I guess I'm an optimist. Even though you may listen to my readings and go, no, you're not. You read, yeah, well, I'm going to read negative and positive. I'm not going to lie and tell you sugarcoat everything because that's not really doing you any good. So purchase these at your own risk. The couples and the singles are in each video. There's 4 cards from the Tarot Muka tarot deck for the single people of your sign. And then I pulled 4 cards from the Robin Wood tarot deck for the coupled people of your sign. And then I pulled an additional card for one for singles and one for couples from the Psychic Tarot for the Heart Oracle cards by John Holland. So you have to check them out. If you like, listen, some of it was good. I just watch them at your own risk. And just remember, I'm honest with you. There's no way to make 3 of Swords good. If 3 of Swords showed up or the 7 of Swords showed up, you know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that that was happy things. So please watch them. Please get them if you're interested. The link is below this video in the Show More section. And if you click on that link, it will take you to the Vimeo's videos on demand page for the Big Love 2019 Psychic Tarot reading for singles and couples for each sign of the Zodiac for download and purchase. You can also access these videos, as with all of my videos, on my website, www.theluckymermaid.com. Click on the videos tab on the menu, and there you will see these video series are listed. Click on go to the heading of the video series you want. click on your sign, and it will take you to that video on Vimeo. Also, I highly recommend my January 2019 eclipse effects for each sign of the zodiac, 2-deck psychic tarot readings. Wow, they were really full of a lot of information. They were 25 minutes long, and I pulled 9 cards in each video. 3 cards from the Aquarian tarot deck and 6 cards from the very powerful Osha Zen tarot deck. And I felt like they were really packed with predictions and information. You might really want to check them out. The love readings were pretty long. I think I recorded them maybe for 45 minutes before they got edited. So they're going to be long videos too. So I really hope you decide to check them out, because I feel like you might get some helpful insights and information in them. Truly, I do. And if you want to see messages and predictions that you're not going to see here on YouTube, you can follow me on Facebook at The Lucky Mermaid LLC. And I'm fairly new to Instagram, so you can see my messages and predictions there as well at The Lucky Mermaid _ Pam Georgel. And you can also follow me on Twitter at The Lucky Mermaid. I do post things on Twitter as well. And whatever you do, please don't forget to watch the Psychic Pastry Chef episodes, because you're going to get messages and predictions in those videos, as well as learning how to make great cakes, pastries, and desserts that you can impress your family and friends with, and hear psychic predictions while doing so. So don't forget to watch those. So I hope you have a really awesome energy boost come to you in the middle of this month of February for all the signs of the zodiac out there. And know that I wish you many blessings and peace.